Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. Thanks for tuning back in for another episode. So I just wanted to show you guys really fast that my normal female pied has shed out and she is looking awesome. So she has a little black X on her body, and that's really the only black spot that I can see. The black pastel is the one that's getting a lot more of the black splotches everywhere. So that'll be interesting to watch her grow up as well. So this video has nothing to do about her. It has everything to do about the moon glow, but I will get to her in just a little bit. So I was kind of hesitant on making this video because it's something that I did wrong with the moon glow. And we all know how social media is, and everybody just can go crazy on it. And hopefully I don't get too negative of feedback on this video, but I will say at first I am an idiot and I am learning constantly. I'm not an expert on anything. So this is one of those learning experiences for me, but I should have known, but I messed up. I messed up with the moon glow, but everything is working out and everything is better now. So let's talk about regurgitations. Regurgitations can happen, and I don't know if anybody that's watching this have had a snake regurgitate on them, but I do believe I had a regurgitation from the moon glow. I'm not 100%, but I acted as if it was a true regurgitation. So we will look at her so we don't have to look at my ugly mug for the rest of the video. So I've had her for over a month, and I fed her a rat pup because she's 2020 and she's big. She's really big for a 2020. In my eyes, at least she is, because she's bigger than my 2019 jungle hypo pastel. So I figured since she was big enough to eat a rat pup would have been good enough for her. So I gave her one, and about 4 to 5 days later she had really runny poop. And then right after she pooped, it looked like she threw up a ton of hair. So it was kind of the spirally, like, it didn't look like poop. It didn't smell like a regurgitation, because if anybody's been around a regurgitation, it is the nastiest smell ever. It smells like complete death, and you know that it's a regurg. So I mean it was pretty long, and it was totally like a regurg would have happened. But most regurgitations, they kind of look like a half digested mouse or rat or whatever you're feeding them. So it just looked like fur. So I got what it was, and I cut it open, and I opened it up, and there was no bones, no meat or organs on the inside. It was just fur. So it concerned me enough that I played it off as it was a regular regurgitation. Now, a lot of things can trigger regurgitation, such as too low of humidity, the temperatures are off, the prey item is too big, they get stressed out. So that was about a month ago. I gave her 2 weeks off. So what you want to do is you want to give 2 to 3 weeks off, depending on how bad it is, because in boas they're a lot more fragile as they're younger, and a lot more fragile than the ball pythons, especially their stomachs. So they got to have time to get their acid back up in their stomachs, and that's what I did. So I waited 2 weeks, which was about 3 weeks ago. So I fed her a very small mouse, and I believe it was a hopper size. So it was definitely much thinner than even the widest part of her body. That was 2 weeks ago. Last week she pooped. It was normal. I didn't feed her last week just because I wanted to give her stomach and her organs and stuff the week off. So the next video I'm going to be doing is I'm going to feed her, again, a very small mouse. I have to feed the snow, and I have to feed both Mexican king snakes, black Mexican king snakes, and then I have to feed Mountain Dew. So we have 4 snakes that we have to feed after this video. So this is going to be a very quick video, but I just want to show you guys that I have not shown off the moon glow for a while, and that is the main reason. So just giving her space, not stressing her out during that time. So I really don't know if it was actually a regurgitation, because there was no part of a rat inside whatever that ball of hair was, and then she pooped. So if their stomachs aren't ready to eat rats, then it could give them loose stool or runny poop, and that's basically what happened. So it concerned me enough, not knowing what was going on, because of it looked kind of like diarrhea, and it was pretty gross, and I thought there's maybe something that she had an issue, but then come to find out that it was just too big of a prey item. I should have known. I've had boas for so long, but I've never seen or owned a boa that was that big within the first 6 or 7 months of its life. Like, they're tiny. So it kind of threw me off a little bit, and of course it's my fault, being an idiot. But we've moved on. She is perfectly fine. Like I said, she ate 2 weeks ago, she pooped fine, and now we're back on the right track. So it's gonna be mice for the next year. So sometime mid or late 2021 will I introduce another wrap up to her. So on the snow, so we don't have that issue anymore, we're going with the mice. And hopefully the snow has a better, has a stronger stomach than this moon glow. So of course, I'm not an expert, and like I say, I learn something new about these animals every day. So it is something that I do have to be more cautious about on feedings. I have to be a little bit more aware of the items that I'm giving them. I try to feed all of my boas extremely lean, and I don't know what was going through my head when I fed her, but like I said, the wrap up was equal to the width of her body, which is what you're technically supposed to do. But since she's still so young, they have very sensitive stomachs, and that was just a bad call on me. So I'm very excited to see her grow up, and with the snow, because it'll be very interesting to see the color changes on them. And she is very, very yellow, and I always thought the moon glows turn more whitish, and then the snows turn very bright yellow, which is kind of interesting because you would think the snow would be an all white snake, but I don't know who named it that. I don't know why they didn't change it that, but one way or the other, that's not how they really turn out. So she is in good spirits, as you can see, tongue flicking, very, very curious about what's going on. And as we can see, as I hold her, she's a large 2020, so she might be a very, very big snake as she gets older. But again, we need to watch what we do with her. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helps at least a little bit. But again, if you have a boa that's regurged, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 weeks minimum before you feed again, and then drop the feeding back down to a very much smaller prey item. I would say, for her, she's going to get mice for an entire year. If it's a bigger snake like maybe my albino regurgs, I would drop her food down for probably 2 months just to be on the safe side. And these snakes, even at her size, if she's healthy, has enough water and stuff like that, she should be able to go without food with no problems for at least a month. 3 weeks pushing it, but they can go a month without eating at her size. And I think she was born in June or July. So I think we hit on that point with her. The next video, like I said, will be her eating, and then we will closely monitor her as the next week goes on. And then of course, I try not to handle them for 48 hours, but I think with the moon glow after what happened and stuff like that, I'm just gonna wait probably until she poops, completely poops out her food, and then I'll start holding her and interacting with her again. She has a really great temperament, and so I really don't think I need to really bond with her as much as maybe some of the other snakes. So I can just pick her up, no problems, and she's not being snippy with me, trying to bite me, trying to hiss at me or anything like that. So, all right guys, I'll see you on the next feeding video.